Ma'am.
Good afternoon, children.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
We were learning about antibiotics in the previous class. Who can define antibiotics? What are antibiotics? Yes, Dia.
Can I?
Yes.
Ma'am,
Yes.
talk from the diseases.
Once again.
Can I try?
Ma'am,
One at a time.
Ma'am,
Advait, do you want to say the answer?
Yes, ma'am. To relieve from diseases.
Is that complete answer?
ma'am,
Is
some
that a
of the
complete
medicines
answer?
are made with specific
Yes,
microbes.
Dennis.
And some medicines are made using specific microbes such as fungi and bacteria. These medicines
And why they are used?
These medicines are capable of killing the disease-causing microbes or stopping their growth.
Very good, very good. Antibiotics are medicines produced from microorganisms like bacteria and fungi, which can kill or stop the growth of disease-causing microbes. Advait, you got it now? Okay, the answer should be complete. And now we are going to learn about another use of microbes in the medical field. They are also used for making vaccines. You are all familiar with vaccination, vaccine. What is meant by vaccination? Injecting vaccine into a body or administering vaccine into the body is known as vaccination. Vaccination also will give you immunity. Why we are taking vaccines? For different, like there are different vaccines specific for different diseases: polio vaccine, hepatitis vaccine, corona or COVID-19 vaccine. Why we are taking these vaccines? To cure the disease,
To prevent
the disease, so that you will not get the infection. And what these vaccines contain, children? What is present in these vaccine? Any special type of medicine? Yes, Avnida?
Antibodies.
Antibodies, that is another method of introducing immunity. Prepared antibodies can be administered. That is not here. But in vaccine, what is done?
Microbes.
Snake bite and all, no? Directly prepared antibodies, anti-venom will be introduced in your body for quick immune response. That is yet another area. Here, what is done? In vaccine, what is there?
Microorganisms.
Which microorganism? Suppose it is polio vaccine. What does it contain? Polio virus. Polio virus is injected into your body. But what type of virus? Dead or inactive polio virus is injected into your body. And once it is introduced in your body, what happens? Your body will start producing some special type of proteins. You call it as antibodies, as Avnida said. And these antibodies are specific. For different disease-causing organism, different antibodies are produced. And then once these antibodies are produced, it will remain in our body. It will not disappear. So what is the advantage? When the real germ, means the active one, enters your body is already ready with the antibodies to fight against them. So you will not get the disease. Understood? For example, in the border of India, sudden attack of enemy, some neighboring country attacked, this surprise attack. We were completely unaware. So then there are chances that they defeat us because we were not prepared for that. In an unexpected time, that encounter happened and they can easily defeat. But on the other side, by some means, you got an information that the neighboring country is planning to attack India and our army is fully prepared for the same. So what will happen? You can easily defeat the enemies. Am I right? Same way, you are injecting vaccines or vaccine is taken so that your body will start to produce antibodies and these antibodies are kept in stock. And whenever the same virus or the same microbe enters your body, the body is already prepared. There is no time wastage. Antibodies are already prepared. Okay, actually vaccination is a method of fooling your immune system. You're trying to fool our immune system because when these microbes, suppose polio vaccine, with these polio virus which are inactivated or killed or introduced, your immune system is not able to detect whether they are living or dead. When they sport some foreign body, specific antibodies will be released. And do that antibodies have any function at that time? No, because poliovirus is inactivated. So it will not cause the disease. But these antibodies, once produced, it will remain there. And after a month or after a few years, the powerful one entered your body, germs entered your body. But we have already prepared this in stock. So they can easily defeat them. Got it? That is the principle behind. Actually, we are fooling the immune system and making them produce the antibodies beforehand. Before the attack itself, you are preparing well in advance. Okay, got it? So let's learn more about it. Vaccines. Vaccines are dead or weakened microbes introduced into the body to produce antibodies. So what are vaccines? These are dead or inactivated microbes which are introduced into the body. What for? To produce antibodies. These antibodies will remain in our body and it will protect our body from disease causing microbes once produced. I told we are actually fooling the immune system and the antibodies are produced. But later upon realizing these are not active ones, that antibodies will not disappear. It will remain there and it will be kept ready for the next attack or the next time when in case it's not always sure that definitely those microorganisms are going to enter your body, but if there are any chances for this microbe, the active or the live ones to enter your body or the living ones to enter your body will be prepared to deal with that and you can easily prevent the infection. Diseases like polio, cholera, typhoid, smallpox, hepatitis, etc. can be prevented by taking vaccines. Not only these diseases, many more diseases can be prevented by vaccines and the recent or the latest one is COVID-19 vaccine. Okay. Vaccines are dead or weakened microbes introduced into the body for what? To produce antibodies. These antibodies will remain in our body and protect us from disease causing microbes. Diseases like polio, chickenpox, smallpox. Smallpox is completely eradicated. Now no more cases are reported. By means of vaccination, we have completely eradicated smallpox. It was a very dreadful disease and majority of the cases people used to die. They need complete isolation from the other people because it can easily spread. But by means of vaccination, we have completely eradicated this particular disease, and polio also almost we have eradicated it from the earth's surface. Then hepatitis, etc. can be prevented by taking vaccines. These diseases are not the ones which can be prevented by vaccines. Many more are there which are not included here. Many diseases are there for which scientists have found out vaccines. Shall I change the slide?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now let's learn yet another use of microbes. So we learned about the use of microbes in the medical field for preparing antibiotics and also vaccines. Now yet another use is that it can be used for cleaning the environment. How microbes can clean? Do they have broom with them and they keep on sweeping everywhere? How do they clean? Anybody? How can they clean the environment? How do they clean?
Like scavengers, they may feed on other.
Yes, they feed on or they break down the dead and decaying organism or the waste of plants and animals will be broken down by the action of these microbes like bacteria. Children, if you dump some vegetables, leftover food or leftover vegetables or rotten fruits and all, if you just dump it in the backyard of your house or anywhere, if you dump it, dump it's not covered with the soil, you are just leaving it like that. But after 2 weeks, if you pass that way, will you find it in the same condition?
No, ma'am.
No, it will get gradually, you can see it has started decaying, mixing up with the soil. Why it happened? Because of the action of microbes. Just assume that there are no microbes, then the earth, the whole world will be filled with all these waste materials. Okay, so they help in cleaning the environment by decomposing the dead organic waste of both plants and animals, and they break them down into simple substances. And what happens to these simple substances? It will mix up with the soil, and once mixed up with the soil, who will absorb, children, from the soil?
Plants.
Plants. Once plants have absorbed it, who will get a share of it? From
Animals.
plants, who is going to get a share?
Animals or humans.
Animals. Because we all are dependent on plants either directly or indirectly for our food. Thus, they degrade the harmful, smelly substances and clean up the environment. Am I clear to you? Once again, either you can get a question like explain the different uses of microbes, or specifically explain how microbes help in cleaning the environment. They decompose the dead waste of plants and animals and break them down into simple substances, and these simple substances will mix up with the soil, and from the soil plants will absorb and animals also get a share of it, and thus they degrade all the harmful smelly substances and keeps our environment, these microbes keep our environment clean. Okay, now we are moving on to the next use of microbe. The last one we are going to discuss now. Many more uses are there, but in the textbook, a few are listed, and there we have reached the last one. The last one is it will increase the fertility of the soil. This is also a method of increasing the fertility. Here, cleaning is also taking place, and since the nutrients are added to the soil, they are increasing the fertility too. Am I right, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. And another way of increasing the fertility. Any guesses, children? How do they increase the fertility other than this method? You have learned about these in chapter 1.
Earthworm.
Earthworm, can we call it as microorganism? We can see with our naked eyes.
Nitrogen fixation.
Hydrogen or nitrogen? Nitrogen. Okay. Who can fix nitrogen?
Rhizobium bacteria.
Why they should fix? What is meant by fixing? Let me hear a few answers from you. What is meant by fixing? Yes, Alan.
Ma'am, the rhizobium bacteria take the nitrogen from the air and convert it to the
Converts it to what?
Converts to
Nitrogen compounds, soluble nitrogen compounds. Why? Why it has to be converted like that?
because plants cannot take direct nitrogen from the air.
Yes. What is the percentage of nitrogen in the atmosphere? 78% of atmospheric gas is made up of nitrogen, but no use for the plants. If the plants have to use it, they should get it from the soil in the form of soluble compounds. So this work is done by nitrogen fixing bacteria. Examples: Rhizobium bacteria, blue-green algae. Blue-green algae is a type of bacteria. Actually, we call it a cyanobacteria. Blue-green, cyan color. So blue-green algae and the Rhizobium bacteria, they can fix atmospheric nitrogen and convert them into soluble compounds which the plants can use. So that is why we say they can even increase the fertility of the soil. And we already learned that in between the cereal crops, the farmers will cultivate some leguminous crops in their field. Suppose one season they had cultivated some cereal crop, not leguminous, a non-leguminous plant they had cultivated, but they prefer to have a leguminous plant in the next season. Why? What is special about leguminous plants?
To increase the nitrogen.
How it increases the nitrogen content of the soil? What do they have?
Rhizobium.
They have?
Rhizobium bacteria.
Where do they have rhizobium bacteria?
In the roots.
In the root nodules. Leguminous plants, their roots are provided with some nodules, some sac-like structures, inside which they have these nitrogen fixing bacteria. With the help of that, they will replenish the nitrogen in the soil. So when in a particular season we are cultivating a non-leguminous crop, that plants will utilize the nitrogen in the soil. Next season also, if you're going with a cereal crop, the nitrogen will be less in the soil. So we will have to add chemical fertilizers. So the best method is to grow a leguminous plants in the next season. So they will regain or replenish the soil with nitrogen. And next season again, the farmer can go for a cereal crop. Got it, children? Understood the concept? Okay. Microorganisms fix atmospheric nitrogen to nitrogen compounds to enrich the nitrogen soil with nitrogen and increase its fertility. These microbes are also known as biological nitrogen fixers because they help in fixing nitrogen. And why the term biological is added? Dia, why the term biological is added? Why you call them as biological nitrogen fixers?
Because they take the nitrogen from the air and convert
That
it
I
in.
agree. That is why nitrogen fixers. Why the term biological here? Anybody?
Ma'am,
Why
so
the
that
term
they can-
biological is added over here?
Ma'am, no argument about and is done naturally.
Because these are living organisms. These are bio, life. So these are living organisms which will help in fixing nitrogen. That is why we call them as biological nitrogen fixers. Rhizobium bacteria and blue-green algae are examples. It will help in cleaning the environment and also for increasing the soil fertility. Children, thank you. See you next class.